the worst that could possibly happen? It's season 4.
Episode 5.
Let's go!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, you filthy idiots! So we come to the end of 2025. Looks like the guys have thrown in the towel. I have not heard a peep. You guys have gone quiet.
Oh, no!
No.
What happened?
What was that?
It was the hospital wing in Harry Potter.
Oh,
The thing was, it was the Chamber of Secrets below it. Harry's on the floor, Hermione's. It's off. What a way.
now the hospital wing needs to go to hospital. You know, like those statistics about people who die taking selfies, trying to get the perfect aesthetic. Well, I feel like we've just seen a kind of a minor version of that. Andrew getting worried about Hogwarts hospital wing sticking out of his head in the background. It won't be ruining the aesthetics now, will it?
So you weren't recording, so behind me was a Lego set and it was sticking above my head and I just had to move it and I moved it and then it just fell and now it's on the floor.
This reminds me of that. Wasn't there a question that you set? This is like karma. Wasn't there a question that you set me on one of the interviews about walking on Lego? I said, how do we get onto Lego?
Yeah, it was,
and I said,
Andrew asked a question, my kid's bedroom, what do you do if the floor's covered with Lego and you have to wake up your kids or something? I have no idea how that results connects to running, but I think I made it work somehow. Yeah, well, before we do, it could have been worse. Could have been the Sanctum Sanctorium. That would have been, that's my wife's, like, that would have been, you know what I mean? Like,
Christmas was cancelled.
Christmas would have been cancelled.
What are you doing Christmas Day, Andrew? Building the sanctorium.
People that try and take the perfect selfie and fall off the cliff. Like, I just
Yeah.
saw everything I need to see before our big run in Ireland. Andrew's going to be like, this is a perfect spot for a picture. No! We're not going to let you get the perfect picture, Andrew.
And I changed my t-shirt to put my Christmas jumper. You can't really see my Christmas jumper. I need to, like, stand my tippy toes or something to...
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh,
It's a good
okay.
one.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not standing like this the whole episode.
All I wanted to see was a nice Harry Potter Lego set.
You've still
You know
got-
what? It
it
does
a
look
try.
like there's a space missing now.
That's a lesson, a wee life lesson. No matter what, the show goes on.
Season 4, episode 5. We previously chatted about our episodes should have themes. And we haven't been here for a while, and what have we been doing? We've got a lot to catch up on. But Matt, lead us in with what is this episode all about?
This is all about training. What we've been doing, what we are doing, what we will be doing. All about the training.
Okay, and Andrew, shall we start with you, or have you got enough airtime already?
I've got enough airtime. Let's move on to someone else. I need to decompress for a few minutes, Colin.
Right. And so, Matt, why don't we start with you?
So I have been working, I call it pre-therapy, working with a sports physical therapist to strengthen all of my weak areas. It's still a work in progress. I will say that. I don't feel I am exactly where I need to be. I have a lot of issues typically with hip flexors and just overall stability. I've been doing an exercise regimen that we refine about every 2 weeks or so. We look at kind of how I'm progressing, and then we either add things, remove things. And I just went into my physical therapist last Friday, and we re-updated. Is that a word? It's an idiot's show, right? Well, we'll just say re-updated. It's already implied in the word updated. But anyway, we updated my scores for strength on a variety of tests. So he's having me like sit down and then lift my legs while he pushes against, and he's got this measuring device to check like how many pounds of force. I'm laying on my side and doing like clamshells, and we're measuring the strength there. And in almost every area, I had seen about a 20% or more increase in strength. One area I had maintained basically, But then one of the tests he gave me, he told me, Matt, in my 20 plus years of doing this, no one has ever scored this high on this test. So I'm going to call that a win.
He says that to everyone. That's right. That's right.
He knew, Christmas is around the corner. He wanted to make my day. So while things are progressing well, I'm still very much focused on having a strong foundation, because to me, that's going to be critical for injury prevention. We've been focused on my form also. So running with proper form is also going to help with injury prevention. And overall, instead of like focusing on using an imbalanced amount of my muscles, I'm spreading the work out more evenly, which is going to be really critical for what we're doing also, to make it, more possible to do all these miles day after day after day.
You're going to make me sound like an idiot. Do you want to hear my training?
You don't need my help, Calvin.
Yeah, you don't.
So I've literally just been running, doing no strength training, but I signed up to a Newcastle Way marathon, got a medal, 26-minute PB, although it was a bit messy. It was a bit messy because I got my stomach was annoying me, and I thought I'd settle that with a can of Red Bull. Stop shaking your head.
Nick, what's your jump in here?
I would say, how many times have you tested that in training, Colin?
Do you know what? I brought the Red Bull with me because I just fancied it.
He's skirting the question. He's like a politician.
Yeah. I just found this is all the things you're going to have to learn about me. I've just been running, and I've been 100% focused on the podcast and what we've been doing. So I've been contacting hotels, and I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna say I've been doing a lot in the background. So we've got our hotels booked from top to bottom, apart from day 0, which is the day before, and 99% of them are free. So
wow.
It's absolutely incredible. Also, we've got an Idiots Go Running shop coming out with merch. All profits go to our run, and in between that, I've just been going out running, pretty much just running. No strength training. No, I'll do this, I'll do that. I've just been running, and that's...
I've been tracking you on Strava though, Colin, and there's been some pretty good sessions, hill reps up towards Stormont.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's just running. There has been thought behind it. There's been a lot of structure to your run. So don't do yourself a disservice.
Nick,
don't let him hoodwink you guys. He's been, honestly, mileage, hills, intervals.
What I'm hearing, Nick, say is there's the boy in the class who says, "Oh, I don't study for tests. I'm not revising over Christmas," and he's studying for tests. He's revising over. Is that Colin? Is he
secret training? Except he's putting it on Strava, so it's not that secret.
Teacher found you out.
Teacher did find me out, and going into the new year. So this is where so this is all part of my training. The Idiots Go Running stuff, we're flying with that. We're doing really well. The route, the courses planned, the hotels, the accommodations planned, the shops coming to try and raise some funds for our run and awareness for MS. And you can wear our idiot clothing. That'll be coming out in the new year. I've also taken on a new coach I've got a new coach in Nick, the man himself. So Nick is gonna, and why am I so serious in taking Nick on? Well, Andrew, you thought this was a stupid idea. I thought I want to do the marathon, and I want to try and hit sub 3 hours in a marathon. So can I do it? I don't know. It's up to Nick.
So when's the marathon?
No pressure,
It's not completely up to Nick, but when's the marathon then?
May Day next year.
That's the Belfast Marathon in May.
The Belfast Marathon.
Put it this way, Colin. I'll do a deal with you. I will do that marathon with a flag on my back that says 3 hours on it, and I will run at 3 hour pace. How's that?
Promise. Now you can't back out, because with being a pacer, the Belfast Marathon might get annoyed at you. So we've also possibly next year, which I've talked Nick into, got a spin-off series called Chasing Nick, which is me chasing a 3 hour, which would be my PB, a 3 hour marathon pace. But I'm also re-signed up to the NI 100, which is a month after that. And then a month after that, I have the 350-mile MS Runs Ireland. So I need a coach. Nick said I could do it. I'm not throwing him under the bus. He said I could do it.
Yeah, I see Colin really owning this. I'm doing all these things because of Nick.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, no pressure.
If you're just listening to this, Nick was covering his face when Colin was saying that. When Colin told me this about a month ago, I was like, I think I did say you're mad. But Nick says I can do it. Well, if Nick says you can do it.
It's in the right order. You know, it's in the right order. We're going from marathon to 100 to 350. I mean, what can go wrong?
May, June, July.
So we should just clarify as well that I am the official pacer for the 3-hour group Belfast Marathon alongside a chap called Noel McNally. He's another absolutely class marathoner. So the pair of us will be pacing that 3-hour group. So anybody who is chasing 3, if you sit on our tails, hopefully we will get you through it. But the problem is, Colin, is that if you slow down, I can't. I'm afraid the powers that be say I have to carry on.
And do you know what? I could actually, if I get trained, if I get honed, my skills honed, I've got unlocked potential, Nick. I could beat you in a marathon distance. And do you know what?
Well, you could.
That would be front and center on our website, on our social media. Colin, officially faster than Nick.
Do you know what? I would be very happy if I can get onto that start line healthy and cross the line 2:59:59. That'll be job done. So what I'm hearing is Matt is taking a very scientific approach. He's doing absolutely the right thing. He's looking at his weaknesses. He's got a coach that's looking at where he needs to strengthen. Very sensible, something very close to my heart. I do a lot of run analysis on people and try and help them with their running form, because the better your form is at short distances, the longer you will, be able to hold that, and hopefully less injuries and less breakdowns. Colin has hired a running coach. I mean, unfortunately, it is me, but he's got a marathon, 100-miler, a 350 planned with, there'll be structure. Don't worry. Andrew, how are things?
The very best, Nick. How's you? So I'm tapering up. We've heard of tapering down. I'm tapering up, Nick, and hopefully.
The reverse taper. I like the reverse taper.
The reverse
taper.
The right time for the reverse.
So I suppose last time my main concern is my knee, which hurt a lot in the famine way because I really didn't train proper. I said it was all in, which I am. So in September, I took things right back to basics and just started running 5 times a week. Really, it's now 4, if I'm being honest. It's 4. Try to get back to 5, but 4 times a week. And just started low mileage, and we're into early December now, or mid-December really. So it's 4 miles. Every run now is 4 miles. So four runs of 4 miles. Maybe one of them sometimes a wee bit longer. And then in January, I'm hoping to push that up to 5 miles. So we're just building strength exercises. I do a bit of a warm up in the gym beforehand. I said the gym, so we'll get the worm running, Nick, which I'm sure he has something to say. But I have been doing box jumps and different weighted things with weights, which I enjoy, and I think they're benefiting me quite possibly, maybe, and every so often. So when it comes to training, we have a wee WhatsApp group chat, and Nick says, Andrew, you have to get out. I'm doing a lot of treadmill running, and I 100% agree with you. But it's cold, Nick, okay? It's cold out there, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't been out in like a month now, probably. It's been all treadmill running, so it has. And I know it's not ideal, but it's warm, and it's safe, and I still get to watch YouTube, Nick. And then about twice a week I get a sauna. It's just, I think it's great. I think it's great. So that's kind of where I'm at. What do you think?
Andrew, I think you and I are maybe both similar. My dog wants to.
I would like to hear how. That's quite a compliment, but I don't go for it.
So I have been, at least recently, avoiding running outside also. Now, I will go on record as saying I am not afraid of the cold at all. I'm not afraid of the elements, as it were, either, with one exception, ice. Ice is
baby.
The one thing I don't mess with. And right now, that's like, our sidewalks, our roads are ice everywhere. So once we have better snow cover, I'll use those, we call them yak tracks. They're chains that you put around your shoes, and I'll run in the snow. That's great strength training. But right now, while it's primarily ice, our average high has been about -5 Celsius, but it's way lower than that, also. So yes, a lot of treadmill running. And Nick, you were talking about spying on Colin's Strava. It's actually made me really self-conscious because I haven't been taking the time to upload my treadmill runs on Strava. When I'm running with my Garmin, it's just all connected. But on the treadmill, I do it and that's it.
You can link it, can't you, though? You will record a treadmill run, I think, on Strava.
I haven't figured that out yet. I'm sure I could. Right now, I am just running as much as I can when I can. But it'll become much more structured for me in January.
Yeah, I think time is still on our side. I mean, we are recording this mid-December. It's, what is it, the 16th? So, there's no point being super fit now. This is the time to dial into, your form and working on your weaknesses and that kind of thing, because the volume will need to increase come the spring, really. I mean, this run isn't until end of June, isn't it, really? Is the start of it. So there is plenty of time, and there is no point in hammering volume right now and then ending up injured in February, because then you will miss a block. So although we joke, Andrew's mileage, keeping it consistent is pretty critical. And I think what you need to do is, as you suggested, just gradually build through the next few weeks. And by the time you hit February, March, you will be probably outside, bit better weather, hopefully, less ice around. Ice, I agree with you, Matt. Ice is the only thing that I really fear, because I have had a few falls. When everything's icy, that you just can't run, really. You just have to do something different. It's that tipping point between, just starting to ice up, and there's patches that are icy and patches that are good. That's what's caught me out. I've had a few pretty hard falls, turning corners on ice, just lost my standing foot. So that would be the worst case scenario, is having some kind of injury now due to falling, and that would set your training back. So I think you're doing absolutely the right thing. And yeah, Andrew, I think outside is ideal, but doing some sort of mileage consistently is definitely beneficial.
Andrew, I have to tell you, I took part in some of your warm weather running, though, about 2 weeks ago. I went to your favorite warm weather spot and did some really nice running while I was in Barcelona.
Brilliant. And it's a great place to run, Spain, isn't it? It's warm. You can wear your shorts. You can wear your t-shirt. There's no cold. There's no ice. It's fantastic.
It was beautiful. And I actually intentionally did it as a test for somewhat trying to mimic what would be happening when I fly to Ireland. And it was
exactly the same. There's no difference between Ireland and Spain. It's very similar.
Well, so big difference is I will have one night of sleep before beginning to run. When I flew to Spain, not only did I really not sleep on the plane, but then a few hours after getting to my hotel, I began running. I did a 16-mile run on almost zero fuel. I brought nothing other than water with me. So again, just a brilliant move. We're all doing idiot things, right? Actually, Andrew really hasn't, outside of the Lego snafu. But we're all sharing our idiotic things. But this, for me, it was a great test of, okay, if things are terrible, if I'm not getting sleep, I am 6 hours in a different time zone, and I haven't fueled, how is my body going to do with easy running? So I was averaging, I think, around 11-minute miles. And for the most part, felt great. I think it was around mile 13 that I had to stop inside of a store and grab some Powerade and banana. But still, not bad, all in all.
But did you see all the sights? Because I seen your route that you had done, and I thought he's gone through the Gothic Quarter and Sagrada Familia. It's brilliant, and down the Ramblas, like that must have been brilliant runs. Like, so did you take into account the stops for the selfies in front of everything?
Not that many selfies, but a lot of pictures. I did a handful of selfies, but my 2 days of running there, I did a total of 25 miles, and you can imagine that's seeing quite a lot of Barcelona. So it was amazing, and
It's a
some
nice
great
climb
road work.
as well. What's I forget the Park Güell, is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, where the cable car goes up to it.
Yeah, I ran to the top of that. I don't know if it's technically a mountain or a hill, but I think it was about 600 some meters. So, I mean, it was a decent climb, and there's a castle at the top. So, that was really good.
In cycling terms, they do a lot of the tours that, around Spain, and bike races will use that climb. So it's it's a pretty famous ramp, and just adds to the whole. Barcelona has got pretty much everything in terms of road running anyway, I would say.
Speaking of road running, Nick, you came up with a great tip, as of course you would, on our WhatsApp group about trainers and shoes, because foolishly I run in trail shoes, even on treadmills, until you said not to. So I'll show you my shoes, but while I'm getting my shoes, or shoe, don't need to see both of them, tell us about your thoughts on that and what we should be wearing, because you said what we're wearing on the run, we should start wearing now.
Yeah, so I think you need to be... Oh, he's gone. There he is. It's like, he's got the team shoe.
So this is
it is.
the team. I don't know what. Well, I know the make, but I don't know the model or whatever you call
It's
it.
the Team Goodman shoe, anyway. Let's put it that way.
So I
It
got this
is.
for my birthday in November, and I've been running on these. So tell us about shoe wear, so to speak, Nick.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a road run. There's not going to be there's no trail involved in this, is there, as far as I know? And so trail shoes tend to be a bit stiffer and not as much cushioning, because you're using the trail to actually cushion you. I mean, there are exceptions to that, but for a road run, you do really want a road specific shoe. And the idea is to start using those now to get your feet and your legs conditioned to those shoes. You probably do want a couple of options. I mean, Matt threw into the ring that he's going to bring a lot of pairs of shoes, which I think is sensible. We can maybe talk about that, but I think you do need to start practicing now, because every pair of shoes uses your legs in a slightly different way depending on their stack height, how much foam there is, what the angle is between the heel and the toe. And so those very, very small differences, when you multiply that over 350 miles in a lot of days, you can imagine a tiny difference that you can get away with for a few miles really could end your event or end your challenge quite easily. So getting the shoes bought now, deciding what you're going to use, you're going to need a few pairs, I would say, between now and the end of that race or that event. So yeah, and making sure that any rub points start to get calluses. So if you're getting little blisters between your toes or on your heel or something like that, if you start using them now, those places will just be calloused and really hardy by the time we get to June. So it's really trying to limit the unknowns. That's what I would say.
Brilliant. So what I'm really hearing is stock up on shoes. Like, you've given me free rein to go out and buy shoes. That's what I'm hearing. Andrew has like one pair of shoes, don't you? You don't buy shoes.
That was my next question. So I've got these pair of shoes. When should I buy another pair of shoes and start wearing them before the event, so to speak?
Yeah, I was going to say yesterday as well.
Yesterday? I can't go back in time.
You've got to be
my jumper
rotating
is
even...
Back to the Future themes, so I like what you did there, gents. Yeah. So I should buy yesterday. So I should ask Santa for another pair of these.
Well, if you're going back, can you pick up a few pairs of Alpha Fly Mark 1s as well, please? Just because those things are like gold dust now. So if you're going to go back and get some shoes, just get some of those. Sorry, that was a little aside.
My advice is, even during training, I'm typically wearing 3 different shoes per week.
I was
Now,
about to say
maybe
at the
that's
same time, because
overkill.
that like, how do you do that? So 3 different shoes a week.
Yeah, especially once I'm getting into higher mileage, as you're putting all that pressure on those shoes, you're pushing the cushions down. And so typically it's recommended to train in at least 2 pairs. So you can give the pair you wore today at least 24 hours to recover back to where it was. So that way you're not putting as much pressure on your feet then if you wear the same shoes over and over and over. So again, I'm overkill. I do usually 3 pairs of shoes at a time. They do last longer because it's taking me longer to put more mileage on them. But it's also, for me, replicating what we're going to be doing in Ireland, which is I'm running in 3 different models also. They're not 3 of the same shoe and just different colors or something like that. And that's also because if you're buying, let's say you love that pair of shoes, Andrew. So
I do love them. They're light,
Right.
and they're
So
they're nice.
So you
like,
buy
comfy.
4 pairs of them. And,
Pardon?
This is
Hypothetical.
hypothetical. If you buy 4 pairs of them, you wear those shoes for the first 20 miles on a day, and then you trade out to the exact same shoes, just a fresh pair, for the second 20 miles of the day. The reason I don't think that's ideal is it's going to fit exactly the same. It's going to use all of your muscles exactly the same. And there are minor differences in fit and how your muscles are being used, like Nick said, dependent on that angle from the heel to the toe. So having some variability, even in the shoes, can give you a little bit of rest. But training in all of the shoes that you would wear for the event gets you accustomed to all of what you'll be exposed to. I may be overthinking, but I have a tendency to do that.
It's difficult to disagree with that.
It makes a lot of sense, and generally, I didn't have a clue about any of this, Caper, so I will get another pair of shoes. Not yesterday, because that's probably probably gone.
A little difficult.
But, I may have to ask Santa for another pair. And just a follow-up question, Matt, do you name your shoes, or how do you know which ones to have? Or, is it Monday shoes, Wednesday shoes, Friday shoes, or like Jim and Tommy and Harry?
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, it's not super formal. It's more like, I wore those yesterday, so those are the shoes for today.
And do you have a favorite?
Right now it's the Saucony Triumph 22s.
Yeah,
that
you
I'm
got
wearing.
you got to name it like Snowy or something, mate. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah, give
like,
it an
I know
epic name.
Snowy's maybe taken. I think that's a
Yeah.
Snowy. If there was ever a Snowy, I think mine's going to be. This is going to go called Snowy, and comments for my other shoes names.
Mine's
That's all-
just
that's all
gonna
I
be-
have,
Mine's
mate.
mine's going to be called Nick, because when something goes wrong, I'm going to blame my shoes and say it's Nick's fault. Because that's what I tend to do. Nick, no pressure, Nick. By the way, you realise that there's no pressure whatsoever.
Just because you hire a coach doesn't mean you can just blame everything on him.
I mean, Nick, do you realize, though, I think you're actually strengthening the relationship between Colin and Andrew, because before you came along, he would blame Andrew for everything.
Yeah, he would.
You've come a
He
ways.
would.
I'm glad I could help.
Famine Way. I would have done the Famine Way if I'd hired Nick. Still Nick's fault. You know what I mean? Like that's all I hear now. At home.
So it's the absence of Nick. There's
It was the absence of Nick. If I had a good
Yeah.
coach like Nick, I wouldn't have failed.
God, it's just
You were there with me.
I was. Snowy wasn't. I had Snowy.
if my wife says we, that normally means me. So I feel like we have a long drive means I have a long drive,
Yeah.
or we're gonna do this, Daddy's gonna do that.
And we
Anyway.
need to pay the bills. Yeah.
Well, let's not get too political because we could get in trouble. Sometimes she might even listen to this. Who knows? But yeah. So I feel like I could be getting it from not only from that side but also this side. There's no escape.
There's no escape. And getting back to the shoes. So Matt was saying about resting the shoes. Andrew, like, there's one thing resting yourself. How do you feel about having to look after yourself, getting your rest days and your shoes rest days? And will your shoes rest days and yours rest days tie in together? What if they don't? What if it's your shoes running day and your rest day? What do you do?
That's deep, Colin. There's a lot of questions there, and I think I only took the first one on board. So, that's a great questions, Colin, and I'll come back to you on them. But I have no rest days now. It's all mental. Every day I'm thinking about this run in June, the 29th of June. I'm counting down the days. It's like Christmas. You count down the days to Christmas. I am literally, not days, but it's always in the back of the mind. So no days off. So these shoes, no days. I hope mentally they'll be thinking about this run in June too. So yep, I do need another pair, and they will be getting good rest. I take all this on board, and I don't know if that answers any of your questions, but yeah.
So that's what you're doing now. What does January look like, Andrew, for you? Or
Training-wise?
February? Or yeah, just what's your plan? So we've talked about where training's been. Now talk about where it's going.
February is going to be 5 miles every time I go to the gym with still my wee exercises and weights and all that business. And then I'll probably grab a coffee with Nick at lunchtime and say, Nick, what do you think I should do come February and whatnot? But I will be starting to do the longer runs. Like, I'm not scared of outside. I just don't like the cold. Maybe I'm scared then. I don't know. But I will be getting outside in the new year, and certainly Saturdays we'll be doing long runs. So everything will be starting to build up. So that's the general plan.
You're not scared of outside. Previous years, there has been snowy blips. There has been weeks in the podcast where you said I didn't run because it was
There's been
too
months,
cold.
Colin. There's been weeks. There's been months. I think last year at the end of the door down 100, all the way to January, I didn't run once. That's not a lie. That's complete fact. I just didn't want to run, so I didn't run. So like I'm running in September, like not like 4 times a week is actually massive for me. So months went by, Colin, without running, months, and I'm enjoying it. I actually get up now, and I look forward to a run. I really enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy watching the YouTube too during the run, but I enjoy it, you know, which maybe wasn't always the case. It's great to have this goal. It's a massive goal. It's a massive goal for all of us, you know. But it's really enjoyable you want to try your best. I think all of us want to be there for each other and try the best for each other. And part of that is you have to focus on yourself a minute. You know, I can't decide how you run, Colin, or Matt runs, or how Nick coaches or whatever. But I think all of us, we want to be there for each other. We all want to do it together. I think a real win is all of us doing it. You know, I think we all would be gutted if one of us couldn't make it for whatever reason. So, and that is showing up, and that's doing the training now, you know, and I know that looks a wee bit different for all of us, but I'm all indoors on the training.
It's getting to the start line. It's getting to the start line.
The start line.
That would be, you know, getting all three to the start line is a big enough challenge. And I think if somebody tries to go off and, you know, as you said, Andrew, everyone needs to do what suits them, because if you try and force the issue in some different way, then you could end up with, an injury or, you know, getting sick or something like that.
I couldn't do what Matt's doing. I couldn't do what Andrew's doing. Treadmill. Andrew, how do you run the treadmill? You're like a legend
YouTube,
to
Colin.
me.
YouTube double speed.
What do you watch?
It's amazing.
What do you watch?
Oh, I watch a lot of AI videos at the minute. I'm on watching a conference, so it's like a 2-day conference, and I'm in the day number 2 now. I'm just itching to see what happens tomorrow or who the speaker.
On a
I'm not
treadmill?
joking.
You watch
treadmill.
a conference on a treadmill?
An AI conference, yeah, among other videos, but at the minute that's the main one. I'm in day 2, Colin, and it's people talking about AI, how to use AI creatively, and like I kid you not, when I'm out, I listen to podcasts or audiobooks, and it takes your mind off it. You know, you're looking at a screen or you're listening to it, and the miles tick away, and that's another thing when it is quite a while on the treadmill, I suppose, but you need something. I need something to kind of keep me going, and it's a double thing. I'm enjoying the fitness, I'm enjoying the running, and then I'm learning or listening to something or watching something. And I know it sounds maybe horrendous for some people, but I love it. I love it.
You know, when you come and run in the wild, Andrew, it's going to be like a dream. It's going to be like Disneyland, because the treadmill's so horrific that the wild you'll be loving life. You won't need YouTube. Matt, what's your next sort of months of training looking like?
So in January, I'm going to focus much more on building the muscles that I need for all of the elevation we're going to have. I think, don't quote me on this, maybe we'll have to look this up afterwards, but I believe we have something like 19,000 feet of total elevation across all of the running. So, for me, my average 20-mile run where I live is like 100 feet of elevation gain. Like it is nothing. I am in one of the flattest areas of the planet. So running on treadmill, at an incline, doing a lot more to prepare for that. Like Andrew, you mentioned box jumps. Like I'm going to be doing a lot more plyometric stuff starting in January. I also, this is off the record, and so I will not use the names of people or places involved, but I also was offered the opportunity to use a very special treadmill. So with the physical therapist I work with, I told him, hey, starting in January, I really want to start focusing on hill training. And he said, well, Matt, unofficially, we purchased this treadmill for, therapy, where people need this type of thing. And this particular treadmill, it's got a huge TV screen in front of it. You select your track, and then the treadmill will adjust the incline or decline. So it goes up to 15 degrees or down -3, dependent on what you're seeing on the track. And you don't set the speed. It uses sensors to look at how quickly you're running or if you need to slow down to walking. And so it's a very sophisticated treadmill. He said it's the closest thing to training, like in the real world, as opposed to like a normal treadmill where, all you're doing in theory is picking up your legs and the ground is moving beneath you. And in this case, like the ground is moving at the speed at which you're pushing it automatically. And so I can choose a path that is very similar to what we're doing in Ireland and begin training on that also. So that'll begin in January for me also.
Absolutely amazing. Nick, you ever seen them treadmills?
No, but I've heard of them, and I just think there can't be many things more terrifying than running downhill on a treadmill. That's why it only goes down to -3, because you can imagine you just fall off the front, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, a weird experience that'll be.
Yeah.
And Nick, what does my training look like in the new year?
Yeah, Colin doesn't know. He's finding out
know.
for the first time.
It's just new for me.
I was waiting for that question. I was thinking, so Colin, what does your training look like? And
So for anyone who's listened to the show, I don't do training. I run like a kid. I go out. I don't know where I'm running. I don't know how far I'm running. Some weeks, as Nick said, that I would do hills, like quite incliney hills. And some weeks I just go for the odd wee thing here and there. Some weeks I try to run fast, and some weeks I don't. And some I just saunter about the place and get lost. Nick, what's in plan for me?
well, the 3-hour marathon is quite a big target, and you can't really escape some of the speed work that we're going to have to do to get you comfortable at running 6:45 to 6:52 per mile. So needless to say, some of the sessions are going to be faster than that. But I've still got half an eye on the fact that you are doing a 100-miler not long after that. So we are going to have to throw in some trail and hills into the long runs. So, I think there's scope within a marathon plan to really mix things up on the longer, easier days. There are going to be some very marathon specific sessions which will have to be done on the road on a relatively flat terrain. But some of the longer sessions we will have a bit more scope to build in some more NI 100 and M2M stuff. But I've got this kind of firm belief that if you're in 3-hour marathon shape in early May, really that is such a big foundation of mileage and base fitness that you should be able to carry that through. If we get the recovery right, the trick's going to be almost keeping you rested afterwards rather than trying to build fitness, so it is going to be a marathon-esque few months, but with some several nods to what is to come over the summer.
I'm so excited. I actually can't wait because it's new for me. I've never done this before. It's something new. I might regret every decision every day when I'm going out. There might be days I'm going to hate, but it's part of the process. And it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
Yeah, It's hard, there's hard sessions there. That you
Yeah.
can't get away from the work. This is the thing. If you want to get faster, and be able to hold speed over distance, then there's some sessions you can't escape. I mean, I always start my marathon block thinking, how am I going to do that? I already know what's coming because I coach myself. But I often say, if some of your sessions, I mean, we're talking about trying to break marathon personal best here. We slightly shifted, but I always think if some of your sessions don't scare you, they're probably not hard enough. If you're always running within yourself, then you're not, you can certainly maintain fitness, and for ultra stuff, maybe that is, pretty key. But I think when you're, when you've got a specific goal around certain times, or even certain distances, somebody who's never done 100-miler, for example, you're sending them out on a 30 to 40-mile training run or race, and that would scare many, many people. But it's pushing the boundaries, and trying to find the limits and experimenting and hopefully not breaking.
I will chime in here and say that I give authority to 3 of us on this call. Nick,
Me as well.
Andrew, and myself, to override Colin at any point in time to say, "Hey, you're doing too much." No, I mean, obviously, Colin, we do want you to achieve your goals too, and it's something where knowing what our main goal is, everything is pointed towards that, right? So even what you're doing marathon-wise, NI 100, that's all really preparing you for what we're doing.
The order works. And the thing is, we can adapt a plan at the drop of a hat if we need to. The main focus is on staying healthy for June, really. That is the focus. So that's why it's the intention isn't going to be to go absolutely all in on trying to break records and stuff like that. We have to be consistent, because nothing will slow you down more than having to take a break due to injury. So it is really just gradual progression, and that's why I'm keeping an eye on Colin's training. I know where he's at in terms of mileage and what kind of sessions he's doing, so I know where I can just push the envelope a little bit without hopefully risking anything.
Nick, what's your final thoughts on all our training and the way we are training?
I think everything at the minute sounds very sensible. Andrew is building the habit. He's keeping it consistent. He's keeping it fun for him. He's doing something enjoyable. That is the key, because if you get bored now, it's going to be pretty tough come, I don't know, March, April, May. It's really just gradual progression. Absolutely right. Matt, he's aware that he had some issues on the previous multi-day that he did. He's looked at that, worked out that he has some weaknesses. He is trying to fix that as best as he can now. Completely the right thing to do. And Colin, well, I would have to say you've made a good decision in hiring somebody to try and control you. I think is probably the actual take home, is that I'm going to have to try and slow you down and in the right way, and speed you up in other ways, but try and keep a structure that actually is going to keep you healthy and running for enough months. Because I fear that, I don't know, left to your own devices, who knows, you could implode. So there we are.
That would be my worry, and that's why this year, with them 3 races, with them 3 events, I have to take a different approach. And to be honest, like, I might not be able to do them all. Things might happen. Things might crop up. And you know what? We'll have to just take that and take it as it comes. But that's just part of the process. See how far you can push yourself before you break yourself.
This is my new friend.
Oh, wow.
So
What's the
Nick,
name again?
Enid. Like Enid Blyton.
Enid. Nick, I have a new friend too, and my new friend was at your place of work this morning.
Oh, really?
So we have a dog now.
Go
called...
and get your dog, Andrew. It's a dog show. Go and get your dog.
I'll be right back.
This is like a pet-friendly episode.
Oh, look.
So this is Penny. This is Penny. This is Matt. This is Nick, and that's Colin.
Is Penny a cockapoo or a cabochon or something? Well, I can't.
It is Westy Poo.
I was going to make a terrible joke about me producing some of those sometimes, but
I've never had a dog or any pet really, so this is a whole new experience. So Saturday, so 3 days old. Well, not 3 days old. 3 days in our house, 9 weeks old. So there we go. So it's like an animal show now.
I honestly never in my whole life thought I would see this on our podcast. If you know Andrew.
I never expected this either, Colin. There's 2 things in life I never thought would happen. Me run a marathon and me having a dog. And here I am. Here I am.
So much growth in such a short period of time.
It's I'm not even joking. Those 2 things were like the most not on my bingo card for life, never mind this year or any year. So there we go. I suppose we should also say just Merry Christmas to you 3 gents and everyone listening. If you've been listening to us this year, we really appreciate it, and we hope you have a great Christmas with your family and your pets. And there's more to come, and Idiots Go Running in 2026. So we'll hope to see you then.
What a way to wrap it up, Andrew. You never feel to disappoint, do you?
What do you mean? Just wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, Colin. Happy New
With
Year.
your dog.
Nothing wrong with that. Now I have to go because I've got Lego to pick up and then rebuild before my wife comes. My name's Andrew.
My name's Colin.
My name's Matt.
And my name's Nick.
And my name's Penny. Woof. And we'll see you next time.
Penny's voice is broken already.
On Idiots Go Running.
The boys have found a cheat code. The Nick Weston cheat code. I'm impressed. They may just pull this off. Matt with his cover every base attitude. Andrew with his trusty reverse tapering treadmill. And Mr. I will do every event I see, Colin. These guys are kind of growing on me. Thanks to you all out there for listening this year. We wish you and your families all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.